Hey guys, welcome back. This tutorial, I'm just ending up with the strawberry splash, and I am spraying in a little bit of a white with a drop of cobalt blue in it. It's more white than cobalt blue, probably 25 drops of white to one drop of cobalt blue, and it gives you just a light bluish kind of gray color when you're spraying it on the black. So just filling in the rest of the water on the bottom there, and then I'll be erasing some out and highlighting it with some brighter whites in certain areas. And then of course when I finish this piece, I'm going to come back in later on and touch it up here and there, but for the most part it will be a completed piece in this tutorial. And you can see where I have like used the eraser to erase out some dark shadowed areas to make it look more like water, and some little water specks here and there. I got it on autofocus again. I apologize. Anyway, that's why you get that in and out look. But anyway, really water and chrome, there's easy ways to do it. If it's like this type of water, for me it's not hard, but water's always been one of my just horrible. I just not horrible, but I have a hard time with water. But if it's on like this type of water, if it's on like a black, uh, background, you're only going to get like white, a hint of grayish blue, and then the black. So it's any splashes that you put in there, I'm sure can be fixed anyway with just erasing it out. Um, yeah, just watch me, and of course this is from that photo, but it's not exactly to par because of my color and my printer was not good, so you're not going to get the bright, like it shows, like if you're looking on an iPad, you're not going to get that bright look, which I should have just used my iPad and looked at the iPad with the picture on it. Then can get a true color, and you can also use like take a piece of paper and cut out a square block and then lay it over the color that you're wanting to spray, and then mix a color that looks exactly like the color that you've got that on. I don't know if you understood that or not, but anytime you're painting a picture and you're wanting it to be realistic from the picture that you're painting, it's best to mix your colors that are identical to the color that's on the picture. That's why I say use an iPad, because if you print it out on a printer like I did, you're not going to get true colors. Even if you got the best printer in the world, and they make really good printers. I shouldn't say that, because you can print your own prints out from your photos, but it has to be exceptionally good ink and a really good printer for that to be able to print your own prints to send out. But um, I've always just sent away to get the prints. But I, if your color's not completely right, it's best to use an iPad. Then you get those really bright, striking colors. I'm not getting in all the water that's on the photo, but I'm just doing up to a certain point. Boring. Ugh. So we got a big storm coming in tonight here in Indiana. I'm showing you a lipstick applicator. Um, I use these sometimes to clean out my airbrush, and I also use them like if I want a little bit of a blurry effect and not so striking when I erase. I use these because it will give you a little bit of a blur more than just a real sharp uh, erasing effect. And I kind of wanted a little bit of a blur in the water there in certain areas. And you can use it like you see me kind of doing little water specks there that I'll come in later and highlight. And then I'm using an eraser here. I think it's my, uh, um, hold on a minute. I think it's not the one it's not the Mars, it's a Fiber Pastel. And on one end is a more aggressive eraser, and on the other end is a softer eraser. That I just showed you was a craft pen that you get. It's more for Cricut, I guess, but I got it in the air, and it's got a little blade on the end of it, real tiny little blade, so you can get in there and just barely pick out little minute specks. And you're not even going to pick those up in this video because they're so minute you can't see them. But in the photo, there's little specks and splashes everywhere. So that's what I'm putting in with that little blade. Uh, and of course, I'm using my PS Creo 771. It's my airbrush of choice, I guess. I do like the Takumi. It's supposed to be the #1 airbrush, but there's lots of really good airbrushes that you can get for a, a fairly good price. The Creos is a micron, and it is about half the price of a Takumi, and it has an 18.18 millimeter end, and it gets just as fine as the Takumi. Um, If you remember, always clean your airbrush out. Always put distilled water in it so that you always have some liquid in your airbrush. Um, they have a new airbrush thinner out that is called 40. It's 4021. Excellent, excellent, excellent. A lot of airbrush artists were using the 4012 or 4011. 4012 kind of would gum up after a while, so they mostly wanted you to use the 4011, but they come out now with the new 4021, and it's really good. So that's what I'll be buying from now on. But got to use up what I got so far. And I'm just using a little stencil here to go up above and put some little um, water splashes in here and there. And you're not seeing that because I'm out of focus. And I'm putting some highlights on the little specks in the strawberry because I'll be coming back later and putting some more highlights in that. And I want to make sure I hit those so that I can hit it again with a I think I'm going to be using a lemon yellow candied on those. So once I hit that with just a touch of white, not too much, just a little bit of uh, just a barely a touch, and then go over it with the lemon yellow, it will make those seeds pop out. But you're probably not going to see that because I'm going to be done with it. But anyway, anywho, this is where we're at. And I'm happy with this so far. Um, it is almost done. I sprayed in uh, some red at the bottom there. It's more of, I used the candied, and I didn't make it as dark as the top because that tip of the strawberry is hitting into the water. So if you notice, water kind of blurs it of a different shape and color. So I wanted that to kind of stick out a little bit more than what's in the photo. And then I think you're not going to see it, but I go back up and put a little bit more red in the splash on the top of the strawberry, so it doesn't look so um, I don't know, there was just something about the photo that didn't look right to me. I don't know if it was the color or what, but um, I thought there should be a little bit more brighter red there so you could see the strawberry other than look like a grayish color. And I did spray that, but then the more I look at it, I don't really like it. So I'll probably go back and add a brighter red in there so it looks like it's reflecting off of the strawberry. Here I'm just touching up those water droplets that I'll come back in later on and erase out a little bit around it to make them look more rounded. Ta-da, ta-da. A lot of erasing when it comes to art and realism. Um, if you're doing this, you can't, I mean, this is a black panel, of course, and I know a lot of artists pinstripe on black panels, and I use white panels too, and they're just aluminum. Um, but if you're working on somebody's vehicle or tank or whatever, and you're doing a mural on it, you can also erase on that. You can use vinyl, a low tack vinyl, to put in numbers or letters or anything. You can use magnets to hold, like if you want, or if you're painting an eagle head or something like that. If you cut it, if you see it on paper, you can cut that out of paper and use magnets to lay that down as a stencil on your vehicle or motorcycle, and then you can use it to paint around it so that you get basically, and I'm showing you the picture here. Thank you for watching, and come back and subscribe. 8 Ball coming next.